everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Terrence.
What up?
And Micah with half a
Call me up card.
Hey.
It's just because Micah, he had to ready himself for it. To speak here. So the first part of the show is going to take up a good chunk of the show because me and Micah have played Far Cry 5. And Terrence apparently has story time about Sea of Thieves. But we're gonna talk about Far Cry 5 first. And specifically, I wanted to get into some of the reviews that I've read of the game. Now, I've only put it an hour or two into it. Mike has played much more than me. We'll talk about the actual gameplay in a second. But read a couple of the reviews, and one of the sticking points throughout the reviews, and maybe you guys feel differently about this than I do, is the fact that they basically said that the game failed at trying to speak on the social commentary aspect that they might have been going for. And part of that bugged me a little bit, because it's one thing like if you set out to make a game that's a social commentary, like if they had from the get-go been like, hey, we are making this game to illustrate, the diversity and in the stances between two positions, blah blah blah. That's fine in one thing, but I don't like it. Like I don't expect hard-hitting and nuanced social commentary from my first-person murder simulator. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking for an entertaining game first, and if they happen to stumble upon some nuanced social commentary, then I'll take it. But I'm not really going in like saying like, "Oh my god, I need Far Cry to speak to me on the message of how to fix America."
That's something that Far Cry does all the time, right? Like it tries to give you this moral dilemma, but then the solution to either side is to murder everyone. Like you can't have social commentary about a religious fanatical group in America that loves its guns by having another person from America decide, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and murder all you people because that solves the issue of them murdering everyone. If you want to have a solution, maybe it's something meta, right? Maybe it's something meta in that since everybody has guns, the solution is we all kill each other. And maybe no guns is the answer. I don't know. I haven't finished the game yet.
Or maybe they're just trying to make an entertaining video game.
Or maybe they're just giving you a very flimsy reason to go around and murder people of all colors. Because as Brad and I talked about this before you hopped on, Terrence, this Montana is in some sort of racial utopia where everyone is represented in Montana. The Atlantic slave trade by way of Montana happened in this fictional world. Shit is amazing to me.
Like Mike is not exaggerating, Terrence. It is stunningly diverse. Like there is it's literally like 50% white and 50% other, and like of the other, like 3/4 of that are black folks, and then you have like Asians and Latinos and stuff like that in there as well. But it's just in like
Montana,
right? I'm just like, have you guys went to Montana to research this game? and I'm assuming you went outside of the urban, the urban centers like fucking Helena and Billings.
Helena.
Right.
What does a dead or alive fighter have to do with Montana?
I don't even know. Is that a place in Montana? Look, I don't.
It's the capital.
Think Montana actually exists. Is it? Oh well, I don't know my geography because I don't plan on ever visiting Montana.
So like I said, I thought that was unfair is not the right word, because I guess you can put whatever you want in your review, but I felt like that was a weird expectation to hold them to. It's like, hey, if you can't stick the landing perfectly, then don't even try it at all. Okay,
I can see where they're coming from, because this game came out at a pretty apt time in our history with what we're going through, like the religious fanatics, what we're going through now with like Trump and like the evangelicals and all other shit. I think had this game come out 3 years ago, they probably wouldn't have that type of expectation. But the timing is what I think people are kind of they're throwing something on it that video games really shouldn't have thrown upon them, especially a game where you murder people left and right. And I think it's the timing.
And to be fair, like they're taking, like, apparently there's a mission in the game where you have to find a certain tape from somebody, and the person that's giving you the quest like keeps referencing golden showers constantly. So like obviously they're going to take stuff from, you know, current events and work as any video game does. Now, what is fair to criticize the game for is the gameplay and the way the game is set up. And that's where we're getting to the gameplay a little bit. So Far Cry is a very competent first-person shooter with a huge open world and lots of side quests and lots of things to do. And this is coming from someone who has never played a Far Cry game before, but I have played other Ubisoft games before. It feels from the jump like every other Ubisoft game that I've ever played, except this time I have a gun instead of walking around in Assassin's Cloak with the hidden blade. And Micah can probably speak to that more because
Far Cry 3. Well, I've played the other ones. That's how Far Cry 3 was when it came out, because you have like the towers. You kind of walk. You got to like climb a tower to get more of the map opened up. I don't know how they do that in this game.
They don't.
They don't. If the entire map is open from the
beginning. It's like, hey, there's some shrines you can blow up. There's some people you can save, and they'll help you. And then once you get enough resistance built up in each area, you can go like take down the stronghold and liberate the area.
You climb one tower, and it's a joke. It's like, don't worry, I'm not gonna have you climb a bunch of radio towers. But yeah, the entire map is open to you. Far Cry, Ubisoft games are weird. I think they're competent, but they're the ugliest and prettiest games at the same time. Especially Far Cry. Like Far Cry, if you're just looking at the vista, it's like, wow, this is actually pretty nice. And then you look at the people, and then they're just like flat, and they look like first year PS3 like NPCs to me. Like, they just look terrible. And look, I'm playing on a regular Xbox on a regular ass TV, so maybe it is better on PC and Xbox One X. And
I'm playing on a PS4 Pro on a 4K HDR TV, and they still look kind of everyone just kind of looks like they're dirty. And I feel like that's a conscious choice made so that you don't see the cracks, basically. Like everyone looks like they've dirt smeared all over them, basically.
It's Montana.
That's
again, I don't know.
Well, that's a point in that favor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just feels like every other Ubisoft game. It doesn't do anything like groundbreaking. You know what I mean? Like you go to this place and you kill some dudes and you do the thing and you find some stuff and you're looting and you're trying to find secret areas and building up supplies and trying to open up more of your map, and over and over and over again. And I'm sure like the story, like once you get down into it a little bit more, might be more intriguing, because I know that's what the Far Cry games are kind of known for. They're wacky characters and and twists and turns that you come up against. But as far as like the gameplay, you know what you're getting, and that's either a good thing or a really tired bad thing, depending on your perspective.
I wish I had known that you were going to play this. I would have told you to stay away, because Far Cry is first person.
Don't worry.
Far Cry is first person Grand Theft Auto, in the sense that it's an open sandbox, and part of their marketing strategy is that they want like anecdotal fun, because there are your experience in taking down this fort won't be the same as my experience taking down that fort. And then, we can compare and contrast, what we did. Like, oh, I had Cheeseburger the Bear go in and fucking wreck shop. And you can be like, oh, well, I had Boomer the dog go and do nothing because that fucking dog is a waste. But yeah, it's always been a pretty good sandbox style murder simulator, in the vein of like a Just Cause, right? Like you're just going around doing stuff just to kind of have fun. The story, fucking it's it's CM Punk and his version of the Nexus with a guy with a beard who's about the yes movement. I mean, what the fuck? Like really? Daniel Bryan is in this game? And it's just I don't know. I don't really see. I thought that the main villain was going to be somewhat interesting.
He
But
seems the least interesting of the three
yeah,
villains from the last three like mainline Far Cry games.
yeah, he seems like Voss was just creepy and crazy, right? And I think it was Ming. He was like an eccentric psycho, and this guy is just like he's like a preacher, yo, and like that's just boring. I don't know.
I had it pegged an hour into the game that I was like, okay, this is a game that I'll play for 10 hours and mess around in some and then probably put it down and never, address it again.
Yeah, I usually finish these but I finish them like eventually. Like as soon as something else comes out, like I'm on that because I can always go back to Far Cry and there's always a box, like some event that I can do that I haven't ticked off yet. So it's okay. I would say don't rush out to buy it. Wait for a sale or get it cheap.
I would agree. All right, Terrence, the people have been waiting this last Friday, teasing it. Tell us about your experience with Sea of Thieves.
All right, Sea of Thieves is supposed to be Xbox or Microsoft's one of their like tentpole games for this year. They've been touting this game for years. Huh?
One of three.
Yeah. Okay. They've been touting it for years. Like they've been showing gameplay footage of it of people just doing stuff as pirates, and they never really told you exactly what the game was about. So thanks to Brad, I got a year of Game Pass. I did not know that this game was $60 without that. But with Game Pass, it's free. They have the Game Pass. You can download. There's tons of games. There are a lot better games than this one. And I'll explain why. Downloaded it. I think it was Friday night or Saturday night. I don't remember. I downloaded it as I was playing Monster Hunter World. Got $200 in that game.
Jesus.
200 plus. Yeah. I finally beat that boss that I couldn't. So I'm past level 50 now. So
I like how you're just talking about Monster Hunter during this season.
Yeah, well, so once it downloaded, I finally turned it on. The game starts up. Tells whatever fucking story the game has. There's no story. You're just a pirate. Then they say, hey, pick a character. Now, this is strike one for me, personally. A game like this.
I already know what you're going to say.
There's no option to create your character. They're just randomly generated characters that you can like hit the button to randomly generate other characters until you find one that you kind of like. And then you pick that character and then they just drop you on an island. And
I know that. That's whack.
Yeah. So me being me, this is like I don't know what it would be called, a ritual, whatever. But I always pick a black woman. I always create a black woman in all of my games. So I picked the one that looked closest to a black woman. This is
not a black woman, just the one closest to a black woman.
It's just like I like to create my characters. But anyway, I picked one. This plays into my story. So just keep that in mind. I chose the character, a black woman character. They drop you off in a pub in the beginning, and that's it. They just drop you off in a pub, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So you see there's a bartender sitting there, and you talk to them, and she's like, I ain't want to gossip, but you ain't heard that from me. But then she starts gossiping about all that. It's all like word bubbles or whatever. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do? All right, I have a radial thing where I have my weapons. I have a shovel. I have a spyglass or binoculars. I have a sword and a gun and an accordion and like a loot or whatever the fuck. I don't know. So I look at the map and it says, hey, there's a mission that you can do. You got to find like some chickens. I'm like, all right, how the fuck do I do that? So I'm walking around the island, just kind of trying to get my bearings. And there's a bunch of different vendors that you talk to and you can buy stuff. You can actually look at the stuff that you can buy. Everything in this game that you buy is cosmetic only. Doesn't change your stats. Just all cosmetics. The ships look better.
Do you buy that with real money or just like...
No, it's in-game currency. It's yeah, it's in-game currency. So you got to do missions. You got to do to collect money. That is the funny thing. I'm going to go a little further into the story. When I did my first mission, I ain't getting no motherfucking money. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? But anyway, so I'm like just walking around. I'm walking around this island, and I'm sitting there like walking around for 10 minutes. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. There's no tutorial. There's nothing. And then I look in the back. I look in the distance, and I see a smokestack just coming up out of the water. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to go ahead and swim to that. Now, mind you, I jumped into a random game. There's four people in a room. Or you have 4 people because I chose a big ship, so you have 4 folks on the ship that they're your crewmates. And I didn't see any of them on the island. I'm like, fine. So I go swim to this smoke, and it says, "Hey, you want to go back to your ship?" I'm like, "Well, I was never on a ship to begin with, but fine, whatever." So I hit the button, goes to a black screen, comes back, and I'm on the ship. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So like, if you get stranded on an island, when they leave you, that's later on in the story. You can get back to your ship quickly, and there's no penalty for death or anything in this game. You don't even lose anything.
So
you don't lose money. Right. But anyway, I'm kind of just going ahead because it's just fucking stupid ass game. So I end up on the ship, and there's 3 of us. There's 3 other guys than me on the ship. So they're sailing. One guy is like steering the ship, and another guy just kind of dancing on the whatever on the ship. There's another guy in the bottom of the ship. He's looking at the map as we're sailing to an island to get 1 black speckled chicken, 2 like white chickens, and another chicken type. And I'm like, so this is the mission we're doing? All right, that's cool. Fine, whatever. We're just sailing real time. It took like 10 minutes to get to the ship. I mean, it took like 10 minutes to get to this fucking island. Sailing in real time. That's not fun. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, being a pirate ain't fun.
No shit.
It ain't fun at all. Like, if this game is any indication as to what it was like to be a pirate, no, fuck that. Like your main inventory items is your weapon, your sword, your gun, bananas, and planks to fix your ship when you get to ship battles, which I guess that happens sometimes in the game. We finally hit the island. We all jump out with our little crates because we had to get crates in order to put on the ship. So we could take the crates out to put the chickens in the crates. Pick the chickens up, take them back on the ship, and put them in the captain's quarters. And then we fucking pull the anchor up, and we set sail, turn the fuck around to go back to the island that we started at, which was like 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes of sailing and doing nothing. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is the game?
Essentially, so far, you decided that the game told you that it needed you to go to the corner store to pick up some chickens.
To pick up a chicken box, salt, pepper, ketchup.
And you got in your slow ass car and you drove for 10 minutes to the corner store.
Yes, that's essentially what the fuck I did as a pirate in a video game. So we're sailing, and as we were sailing back, there was a little ship. There was a smaller ship that just kind of went by us. I don't know if that was that those were people, real people, or if that was a computer, or that was an NPC. But whatever. We couldn't. It was gone. It was too fast. There was nothing we could do. Sailed back to the island, dropped the anchor, and got off, and we just delivered the chickens to the merchant, and we got like experience points. I was like, well, where's my fucking money? like no money. All right, Cool, whatever. I just got experience points for this particular faction, whatever. Get another mission where we got to pick up a chicken and a snake. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on at this point? Like, is this really what this game is about?
Sounds pretty terrible.
Yo, so we get back on the ship, and I'm like, all right, fine. We pull the anchor up, and we set the sails, and we got to go to this island. It's like 15 minutes away from the fucking island we're on. I'm like, yeah, we really got to sail in real fucking time, my nigga. Like, I really don't want to do this. Like, I really don't want to do this anymore. But I stuck it out. We were on the ship. It started raining. Like, the water looks really good. That's one thing they're touting. The water looks amazing. It's just like the best looking water in the video.
When you're looking at it for 80% of the game, I guess
it better fucking be beautiful. But it started. It was like still storming, and the ship was moving back and forth, and we're sitting there playing music and shit. So we finally make it to the next island, and we get off, and the chickens and the snake weren't right there where we could catch them this time. So we had to go a little further on the island. Now there was some skeletons that were like shooting cannonballs at us and from the mountains. From like a hill. I'm like, fine. We get off. I kill 2 skeletons. And one guy finds a snake. He puts it back because it tells you that the guy, hey, he found a snake. He takes it back to the ship. The other guy found a chicken. And I was still on the island, like looking, because I'm like, yo, I want to do something. So I found a little cave. There was nothing in it. Tried to dig up to see if there was some treasure. I'm like, yo, this is fucking dumb. They left me. I was like, okay, that's fine. So the little smoke thing pops up again because they're sailing back to the island. The little smoke thing pops up. I go swim to it, and I'm back on the ship again. And the ship takes on water. So when I'm in the base, I'm in the thing. So I go get a bucket and just scoop water out of the bottom of the ship for like a minute. I'm like, yo, I'm about to blow my fucking head off. Yeah. Like, I'm about to take my musket and put a bullet in my fucking head.
This is work.
Yo, it's not fucking fun. Like, we didn't run into anybody. So I'm doing that, and I go out on the ship and I do like the sit down emote or whatever you want to call it. The action where you could just sit down on the ship. And I'm sitting down, and all of a sudden screen turns black. And I'm like, what? Nothing happened. I didn't get booted or anything like that. The screen turns black. I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And the screen comes back up. And I'm sitting looking at some bars. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? I didn't tell you guys that while you're on the ship, there is an option where you can vote, if you will. No, it is a vote. You can vote to put someone in the galley in your ship. Me being the black character in the game, I was voted and put into a fucking jail cell. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why am I in here? I didn't do anything to piss anybody off. I'm like, no one else is in there with me. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Suck my dick. I turned the game off and uninstalled it.
Yo,
I was like, get the fuck out of my... Yo, this game is fucking terrible, dude. Like, it's one of those... It's a game where you have to make your own fun. But there's nothing there that's fun. Like, they say, oh, you can get in the ship battles and you can like jump into somebody's ship and hide and all that. No, nigga, that's not fun.
Apparently, racism is fun because they couldn't wait to throw your black ass underneath the ship.
Yo, I could not believe it. I was just like, yo, really? This is how I end my Sea of Thieves experience in jail.
So I just want to point out a couple things. You know what game doesn't have racism? No Man's Sky.
I was just about to ask you that. I was just about to ask you, what is better?
No Man's Sky is a better game.
And your ship, when you have to travel through planets and space, has like 3 different engines so that it doesn't take 15 minutes of real fucking time to zip from one planet to
and No Man's Sky is a fucking single player game for the most part. Yo, this game is terrible, dog. Like, it's fucking awful. Like, it is for a specific type of gamer. I don't know what type of gamer that is. It's white people that romanticize fucking pirates. Like, get the fuck... I cannot imagine someone enjoying this game. I don't give a fuck if you're playing with friends. Like, the only thing I can see maybe being possibly fun is, like, if you get into a ship battle with somebody else because, like, you can shoot cannons and shit like that, and you can take their loot if you kill them. But that's the only That's the only thing that if you die, like I said, there's no penalty. That's the only penalty you have. If you went on a mission that lasted 30 minutes and you found some treasure and then you got attacked by another boat and you lost that 30 minutes worth of fucking exploration. And you're like, okay, that's fucked up. But you don't lose there's no end game. Like, what the fuck is the point? This game is garbage. Like, there's no point. And for this game to be one of the fucking tentpole games and for it to be released with absolutely no content is unacceptable. Like, I don't look. I've been an Xbox guy for the last 15 years. They're fucking up. They really are. If this is one of their big 3 games, this shit is garbage. Like, I'm praying that State of Decay 2 is good. Because I loved State of Decay 1, and that was single player. Like, I can only imagine it can only be better with multiple people, right? Because you got to take care of shit. This game is good.
I mean,
it's awful. Like, it's not fun. Like, the skeletons, they only vary in aesthetics. Like, you have a white skeleton, he might have like a gold tooth or some shit like that. Another one may not have a gold tooth. One may have a hat. Those are your enemies. Okay. Cool, whatever. You can get a sniper rifle, I guess, if you pay enough money that you do on whatever missions. It's like a long gun. I don't know what the fuck they call it in the game. And you find treasure and you get money, and then like the feedback loop for this game, like, I don't know what the fuck you do. Like, what do you do? Like, what is this? What is the loop? Like, okay, you sail for 10 minutes, you find you go to the island, you dig up treasure, you take it back, and you get money. There's no end game. Like, there's no reward for anything. And for this game to be a game that you are touting as one of your big 3 for the year, for your studio, your first party game, like, nah, yo. I don't see how there are any positive reviews with the game. They're like really trying to give you positive, because it's fucking terrible. Like, this is not a game. It's yo, fuck this game, yo. This is a 1 out of 10. The water looks pretty.
I have marked down the date and time, March 27th, 2018, 8:15 p.m. as the exact moment in history where Terrence officially began to shift towards being a PlayStation gamer.
Yo, Microsoft is really, really pissing me off, yo. Like, they really are. Like, I cannot believe that they advertised this game for so long, and this is what the fuck they come up with. Yo,
5 years from now, Terrence is gonna pull Drake on people. They're gonna be like, "How long have you been a PlayStation fan?" He'll be like, "Since forever."
Yo, Rare just needs to stop. They do. Like, they're just a shell of a company at this point. There's no fucking way that this should have released.
You'll be pleased to know that they released an update today that
I don't give a fuck what it does.
You'll laugh. Well, I mean, I don't know what it does in game. What it did accidentally is disable access for the game from Games Pass owners.
Wow. Wow. So they had to fix it?
Yeah, they had to fix that.
Yo, I'm sorry. If you went out and paid $60 or downloaded a digital copy of this game and you went on Game Pass, yo, you wasted your motherfucking money, yo. I would literally call Microsoft and be like, yo, give me a refund. I don't care how the fuck you got to do it. Give me like 10 free fucking like indie games. Fuck this game. Like, nah, yo, this game is garbage. It really is. It's not worth your time, man. It really isn't. Like, I wasted an hour of my life playing this game. I want it back. I have 210 hours in Monster Hunter. I want that hour put to 211 hours for Monster Hunter, because I just wasted fucking space that I just got back, but I also wasted that 57 minutes of my goddamn life. I hate that fucking game, man. Like, I fucking hate it. Like, it should be, like, I think the fact that I got put in jail at the last second just threw me over the edge.
I couldn't. That game, as far as I'm concerned, might as well, the Sea of Thieves, the S might as well be a swastika. Because what you just told me is that racists play that game.
Yeah, if you play Sea of Thieves, you're a racist.
Just wait for the Sea of Thieves Freedom Cry expansion to come out so you can get your
and be like the Somali pirates. I am the captain now. Like, nah, man, this game it's just unacceptably bad.
Oh my
like it's terrible, yo. I'm look. Maybe it'll get better in a year, like No Man's Sky did, where there's actually there's a purpose to the actual game. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I ain't never putting that shit on my goddamn hard drive again. And I got that shit for free. like I can't imagine if y'all paid. I would be so fucking pissed if I paid $60 for that game, and that's what the fuck they gave me. They better, this shit better be $20.
So what you're saying is this will be your number 5 game for 2018.
That ain't even funny. Like that ain't even funny. Like for real, yo. That's how bad. That's how much I do not like this fucking game.
Oh shit!
Like it's garbage. If you got the Game Pass, yo, don't even honestly, don't waste your time. I can't stress that enough. I hate that fucking game.
That's
they put me in jail, yo,
for being black, for
pirating. I didn't do anything else. I didn't do shit. I didn't do anything that would deserve me being thrown in prison. I was just a black fucking character, and I don't think them niggas was playing in the same goddamn party either. I think we're all random. They didn't have like a fucking crew tag or nothing like that. They were just white.
So what we've learned is that by and large, 75% of Microsoft Xbox One owners are racist.
Yes. I'm telling you, if you play Sea of Thieves and you enjoy it, you're a racist. That goes for all races. I don't give a fuck.
Moving on. Make sure you get our YouTube channel, youtube.com/10pixels. Subscribe to this show, and make sure you share our clips that we post every week. We post 2 clips from the previous week's episode to share it with your friends. Tell them about the podcast. Get them to come check us out. We are one of many shows in the TNP Studios network. And if you are not a premium member of the network, go to densepixels.com/premium. Sign up today for $5 a month or $50 for an entire year to get access to our premium stable of shows, including the Men with the Golden Tongues. The Bond Madness episode should be releasing sometime on Wednesday of this week that Mike and I recorded and had a really good time doing it. So you guys hopefully should enjoy that as we crown the best James Bond movie as determined by us. And then, of course, we are on Spotify along with all of the other TNP Studios shows. If you use Spotify for podcasts, subscribe there, and along with the Nerd Apocalypse and Black and Black Cinema as well. So new releases this week. We've talked about Far Cry 5. That's obviously the big one. MLB 18, the show, also releasing this week for the PlayStation 4. MX versus ATV All Out.
They still make these games.
They still make those. THQ Nordic is trying to become the old THQ in every way possible. Basically, they're even like sub licensing like Nickelodeon games right now. Apparently,
wow, really?
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, they don't believe in that old adage that if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. The Witch and the 100 Knight 2 for PS4 releasing, as well as Atelier Lydie and Suel, The Alchemist and Mysterious Paintings for PS4. Digital, there's a whole series of Japanese games that's like Atelier something or other that they've been putting out for the past several years. I have no idea what they are. I think there's some sort of role-playing game. But yeah. Space Hulk Ascension releasing for Xbox One this week. PixARK is in Xbox and Steam Early Access. This is a Minecraft-style spin-off of Ark Survival Evolved. So if you like Ark and you like Minecraft, that might scratch your itch. And then some new game announcements. Hellblade is coming to Xbox One on April 11th. Fantasy Strike, a fighting game that is exclusive. Say again?
I thought it was a PS exclusive.
It's not anymore, I guess. So, Fantasy Strike, Micah, you remember Yomi. This is the universe in which the Yomi card game is set in. But they're actually doing a fighting game that's coming out to the Switch this summer.
Oh.
And then well, this should have been in top stories. This next bit of news could have been the only top story for the week as far as I'm concerned. Lumines Remastered coming to the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One in May. I cannot tell you how excited I was to hear this news.
This is very good news. Lumines is a phenomenal game, and as many iterations of Tetris as there should be twice as many for Lumines.
I had the first one was on PSP.
Correct.
Yeah, I bought the first Lumines, and that was like the game that I played the most on that system.
It's amazing.
I love that game,
and
but I haven't played since that one.
It's criminal that game has only had like 4 releases in 30.
And what? Man, when did it come out? Like 2000. When the hell did the PSP come out?
2005 was when the
really?
PSP really?
Jesus.
Damn.
I know.
13 years. Shit.
So very good news. I can't wait to play that on my Switch. It's going to be fantastic. So that is all of our release date announcements. Let me pass it to Terrence with this week's headlines.
Wow. First up, schools are trying to combat Fortnite mobile. How are people playing this fucking game on? How, I don't get it.
Free?
Yeah, it's free.
Is it free? Well, there you go. You play anything, it's free. For months, the story goes, for months now, teachers everywhere have heard students talk about Fortnite, the world's latest upset, blah, 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 blah. Many schools have rules against cell phones, but judging from posts on social media, nothing can stop students from booting up the ruthless shooter. I don't get it. Anyway, students are playing the game in school and are not learning. I still do not see how you can play this on a phone.
It looks like they're using a virtual joystick from the screenshots.
How? This story terrifies me. I'm worried about the long-term state of our education in this country. Because if you are an intelligent, right-minded person, why the fuck would you go into teaching right now?
Honestly, I mean, they don't pay you enough. You really gotta love kids.
You rack up a shitload of student debt, and all the fucking students in high school are sitting there fucking playing Fortnite and PUBG on their phones anyway.
If they're not trying to fight you.
Right.
Yeah. I couldn't be a teacher. Absolutely not.
Kids, and we might have some teens that listen to this podcast. I hope so. Listen to us. We're old men. We've been doing this a long time. Get your education in high school. This is the easiest time of your life. You don't realize it because you're in the middle of it, but you're gonna look back on high school one day and be like, God damn, that my life was easy back then. Shit's hard now. I really wish that I had taken advantage of the time when I had it. Don't sit there and play fucking Fortnite on your phone. At school, there's plenty of time for that shit later.
Yeah.
Is it?
And be a nerd, right? Because in 20 years, you're going to go to your reunion and you are going to show your ass because nobody liked you. Nobody spoke to you. And now look at you. You got a job making almost 6 figures. You're married to somebody that's got a real job that makes damn near twice as much. You own a home. You're in 2 cars. It's wonderful. Look at you. Your face cleared up, right? Your body grew into your big ass head.
Sounds wildly personal. I don't know. There's something about that story that just seems.
I'm just saying. That's what I heard.
Yeah. How old am I? 37. Not 10. My 20 is next year. Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah, these kids are playing Fortnite on their phones. I don't get it. I still don't understand how the fuck they're doing it. But yeah, Fortnite is becoming a monster that I think is eventually going to blow up in their face. I don't know how, but it's getting too big too fast. And this is the only, and they said like a couple weeks ago, this is the only thing that they're actually like care about at this point. Ubisoft? I mean, not Ubisoft. Epic?
Why
they don't give a fuck about anything else but this game. Like, I feel like it's going to burn out eventually. Like PUBG, I guess is PUBG still number one, or what? Has Fortnite taken over?
I feel like Fortnite might have taken over just because it's free.
Right.
Don't pay a damn thing. I mean, PUBG is still very popular and still, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like PUBG fell off the face of the earth, but I think Fortnite's definitely the in game right now.
That is
in that genre. So.
And PUBG is not on fucking mobile.
Oh, it is. No, it is.
Wait, it is?
In China, at least.
How the fuck do you play that on? You know what? Next story. I can't even. No, there's 17 different functions to do in that game. There's no fucking way. Well, it is in China. Whatever. Next up, I gotta open the story. Hold on 1 second. No more Fortnite, really? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Fortnite live stream with 100 YouTubers draws in more than 1 million viewers. Fine. People love look, I saw a clip of this dude just go ham in Fortnite, a black dude. So I was proud. And it was awesome. But yeah, like people like watching these games. I mean, they're fun to watch. Like when the people it's amazing the shit that people do in this game, especially the building aspect. Like, hey, someone's shooting at me. Let me build this wall real quick, or let me build an entire house in 10 seconds to protect myself from these bullets.
So I don't know anything about these types of games. What is this game, and how is it different from PlayerUnknown's Battleground? Like, I understand the aspect of running around and shooting people until you're the last man standing.
The only difference is you can build shit in Fortnite.
Yes, the aesthetic, and you can build shit.
Why do you build stuff?
To protect yourself.
Like, is it a tower defense game, or
the actual game itself is kind of like a horde mode game. Like, you got to go out, you got to collect resources. Yeah. The regular Fortnite it's basically a horde mode game. You go out, you collect materials, and you build a house, and you got to protect it from zombies. So they basically kept the building feature, and they just kind of threw it into battle royal. Like, there are already houses in the battle royal mode, but you can like build upon the houses that are there. So like, if you want to hunker yourself down and if you're like the last person and you want to hunker yourself down into a building, you can do that. You can build around it. You can build vertically really high up.
Build like a sniper.
But if they have like rockets, they just take your fucking house down. So, but like that, I think that's the draw. Like the fact that you can, like, I swear this clip that they showed of this guy, he just was like getting shot at from all angles, and he just took everybody out. He took out like 10 people himself. It was amazing. It really was.
You can do goofier shit in Fortnite, because I remember, I think Amir posted a clip in the group of a guy that timed it so that when his friend shot a rocket, like he jumped on the rocket and like rode the rocket like halfway across the map, basically.
Yeah, some weird crazy shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? So I mean, I get it. It's fun, but like, goddamn, dude, like it's a phenomenon. It's
and to show you the influence that Fortnite's having, I mean, PUBG apparently is releasing a new map that's specifically a response for esports purposes because it's smaller than the regular map. So the actions,
that regular map is too fucking big.
Right, happens quicker, and there's less places to hide, and it's much more palatable for a viewing audience.
But again, like I don't see how this is gonna be an esports game, because it's like the weapons and shit are randomly generated. Like, they're not always in the same spot. So you kind of running around like
you will still win the day, I would think, in that game, more often than not.
I mean, yeah, some people are just better, but and I think that like the spawns, while random, they may have like certain things that like more like heavy, like better weapons may spawn in certain areas. But I don't know. But I just don't see it being an esports game.
I mean, maybe that's
with the randomness.
Right? But maybe the randomness is what makes it like the thing to watch. You know what I mean? Like,
to watch it would be really good, but like, how do you determine who's actually like better? Sometimes it'll be the luck of the draw,
I mean, but sometimes like that's sports, right? Like on paper, right? Like the Patriots should have beaten the Eagles, right? But
how unsure you are.
I don't fucking know. 2 towns, I don't really give a damn about.
How about a more apt comparison? On paper, UVA should have stomped UMBC in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
There you go.
you got the factor that happens sometimes.
There you go.
So yeah, apparently 100 streamers streamed this game and 1 million people watched. Good for you. That's cute. Next up, good luck. Microsoft is going to try to clamp down on offensive language across all of their platforms. So that's hilarious. Exactly. That is the response that is warranted. How the hell are you gonna pull that shit off?
How do they plan on enforcing this?
Look,
I gotta know. And what's the list of words too? Because like if they're drawing the line at like fucking shit, like
yeah, that's 99% of your base just gone. Banned. Who's gonna buy your games? They're all gonna go to PlayStation.
Like Terrence.
What are you doing, Microsoft? What are you doing? Like, come on, yo. You can't do that. Like, they're gonna ban my ass. Look, if they're gonna start banning people for fucking offensive language, I'm gonna start screenshotting everybody called me a nigga and I'm gonna send it to Microsoft. Like, this dude. I'm gonna screenshot the fact that I got put in jail in Sea of Thieves because I was a black character, and I'm gonna send it to Microsoft to like ban these racist motherfuckers.
I mean, they'll just start calling you like eggplant. You know what I mean? Like the word eggplant is a thing, but it's also could be used as a pejorative.
Yeah.
They'll just find a way around it. My personal favorite is gollywog. Go ahead and look up what a gollywog is.
Oh, I know what a gollywog is.
I have to now look that up right now.
Yeah. It's the one that I use when I want to go to it's the image that I use when I want to call something racist. And
GOLLIWOG.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. That is quite offensive.
That's very racist.
So yeah, I would love to see what the parameters are going to be for them to start banning people for using offensive language. Good luck.
Yeah,
it ain't going.
Yeah, good luck.
Good fucking luck. Whatever. Yeah. This next story is ridiculous. And this is a slight mark on Marvel. This is fucking dumb. Marvel would not let Capcom show its characters getting beat in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite because what the fuck?
I have got to tell you, I was delighted in the fan group watching people Matrix this shit, like try to find a way to fucking protect Marvel.
People were trying to protect Marvel for this?
Shitty.
They were trying to protect Marvel for this.
A couple people were. They were like, "Well, you know," like you got some of that shit in there, but I'm just like, "Nah, man.
No, this is just fucking dumb. This is just fucked up. No, we can't have any Capcom characters beat any of ours. No. Who gives a fuck? I wouldn't even notice. I didn't even notice they didn't have any of their characters lose. I didn't notice. No one would notice.
Holy shit, dude. like I'm on Marvel vs. Capcom's YouTube page right now, looking at the little mini tutorials that they give. Yo, every Marvel character is beating up Ryu or like a team of Capcom people.
Let it be said, and it is unequivocal at this point. You can't even hope to deny it. Marvel sent this game out to die, and they sabotaged it from within unintentionally by just being Marvel.
Yeah, they're all beating up Ryu and Frank West. Like even the Capcom characters can't fight the Marvel characters. Even the Capcom characters are beating up Ryu and Frank West. Wow. I mean, maybe you could be like, well, Ryu is the default, he's the default character up, but Frank West? Frank? What the fuck did Frank do to you? He's a photographer, for fuck's sakes. Wow. This is hilarious.
Like I said, it's so great just seeing that little bit of tarnish being thrown on that Marvel image. Love it.
Oh, but it's not the Marvel Studios though, so
it's all the
different.
I bet you Kevin Feige himself gave the order.
This is pretty ridiculous. Like, come on, Marvel, what are you doing? It's a game.
Hey man, they're trying to protect their brand because their brand is in danger of people not wanting to go see the movies if they see Frank West beat up Captain America.
I just picture like someone from Capcom that looks very Tom Cruise, just like questioning Kevin Feige on the stand, trying to just, did you give that order? Did you give that? Give like, you're damn right I did.
Oh, I wish I knew the fucking words to that goddamn that monologue. I'd have to change it up, but I don't know the words.
Like I said, if I had thought about it before, come up with something. But
yeah, this is pathetic. This is stupid. It just is. Like, what the fuck? Like, you ruined the game. Like you did.
Like I said, no X-Men character or no mutant characters. Can't beat up our guys.
That's it. That game is just sitting on my hard drive.
That's hilarious.
I have like no desire to play it at all. Especially as a fucking Dragon Ball Super came out, or Dragon Ball Fighters. How the fuck, like, I think Dragon Ball Fighters is going to be fighting game of the year. I don't know how many DLC characters are coming out. 6 or something like that. Like the first 2 come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur? I doubt it.
No, Calibur ain't gonna beat it. Plus, these game of the year things, the popularity contests. Look, Dragon Ball could be half as good as it is, and it would still win fighting game of the year. The fact that it is actually a very good fighting game is just a plus for people who like playing fighting games.
Yeah. That shit might beat out what is this, Street Fighter 5 at Evo.
I don't know.
That might like Street Fighter is going, those are going to be the 1 and 2. I guarantee.
That'll be 1 and 2, but I think Capcom kind of throws a little bit of money for sponsorship purposes.
We'll see.
For Evo.
There's no way that Street Fighter is not going to be the last game played.
Look, I will be shocked if it is.
If it is, or isn't?
If it isn't. Sorry, if it isn't.
Oh, okay. I look. Don't look. The popularity of Dragon Ball, man.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me.
Trust me. Don't underestimate that shit.
You got every Saturday night. Every Saturday night, my timeline blows the fuck up because fucking Hit just got ganged by Goku and Vegeta and Frieza and Android 72 or whatever.
That was Jiren.
Whoever. They look alike.
Hit and Jiren
look alike. The two DLC characters, fucking Burly looks like Big Goku, and Bardock looks like Daddy Goku. Like they all look alike.
He is his father.
Yeah, of course he is. But they all look alike.
Oh, that's funny.
That should be the new slur. Just call you Goku. You all look alike.
I actually watched the last 3 episodes of Dragon Ball Super just to kind of see what the fuck everybody was talking. The animation is way better than Dragon Ball Z. The fight sequences are way better than Dragon Ball Z.
It's over now, isn't it?
I think, that was the last episode.
All right, I'm going to catch up. I'm going to start from episode 1 and go to 131 or whatever. Sure I am. I can do that. What are they, an hour?
Not a half an hour.
Oh, I could do a half an hour. Yeah, I can do a half an hour.
And apparently it was terrible in the beginning. So,
oh fuck.
All right, well, I was watching something. Somebody said start at like 98.
God damn.
And just kind of work your way up to 131. Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
But for this particular arc, like it's like a tournament of powers or whatever the fuck they call it, they said to just start at 98.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start at 98.
But I watched it. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of. I mean, yeah, it's kind of dope. But
well, if you are also a fan of animated television shows and you want to, have them on some sort of physical media format, you can order from Amazon. And when you do that, you should use our link, densepixels.com/Amazon, because you'll pay the same, low price for your Naruto Ball Z DVDs that you pick up. But we get a small percentage of the sale, which we use to pay for hosting fees and equipment. So appreciate all you guys that use our link and continue using it. Again, that's densepixels.com/Amazon for whatever Japanese anime stuff you want to buy or anything else. So I'm going to take Mike's story this week since he is struggling through this cold. We've talked a couple times about Vivendi's attempted hostile takeover of Ubisoft by buying up the majority of shares that are out there in the company. But apparently they're giving up. Ubisoft has finally gotten Vivendi off of its back. They've agreed to a deal in which Vivendi will fully divest itself of all of its Ubisoft shares, ending once and for all a multi-year effort from Vivendi to take control of Ubisoft. So right now, Vivendi has a 27% stake in Ubisoft, which is about 30.5 million shares. They are the largest stakeholder, but they are not a majority stakeholder, obviously. They're going to sell all of these shares to whoever. I have no idea to whom. And then under the terms of the deal, they cannot acquire any Ubisoft shares for at least 5 years following the closing of the transaction. Now, you might be wondering, how much is Vivendi going to be making off this deal? Well, they've spent about 794 million euros over the past 3 years to acquire all of these shares, and they will be selling that stake for a total of 2 billion euros. Wow. So the upgrade in Ubisoft's brand over these past couple of years has definitely helped them out quite a bit. Denied repeatedly that they were trying to hostile take over Ubisoft, even though they did the same thing to Gameloft a couple of years ago, another company that was founded by the Guillemot brothers.
Yeah, Gameloft is that they do the cell phone game, right? Mobile games.
Yes.
I can pinpoint exactly when they took over because I used to play this endless running Spider-Man game. All of a sudden, there was this update. Everything changed and you had to buy everything, and it was just a bunch of just like in-app transactions all over the place, man. It was terrible. Like I had to just delete the game. It just was boring.
I didn't know they were still trying to buy them. When did they stop? When did they finally?
Low-key, like Ubisoft, like the Guillemots have been fighting against them. They've been trying to consolidate their shares to fight them off, basically. We actually do have the breakdown of how much it's going. So Ubisoft itself is going to be buying 8% of its company. So basically, like, so 27% is what Vivendi has. So Ubisoft themselves are buying 8.1% over the next couple of years. The Guillemot brothers have their own holdings company. They'll be buying 2.7%. This will increase their overall stake to 15.6% of Ubisoft. They're also, pardon me, they're also getting long-term investors. The Ontario Teachers Pension Plan is an independent organization that administers pensions for 318,000 teachers in the Canadian province of Ontario. They are buying in. And then Tencent, the huge Chinese conglomerate, is also buying in as well.
Huh.
So
see what happens when you don't give up, France.
And also using this deal to make an agreement with Ubisoft that will help get some of Ubisoft's more successful games on PC and mobile in the Chinese market. So sounds to me like everybody wins in this scenario that they're concocting right now.
Groovy.
What the fuck? Tencent is currently worth $505 billion.
Yes.
I'm 550 billion. Yo.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yep.
They got landscape money. Wait, how much is what's his name worth? He's only worth he's worth 100 billion, right?
Who?
Bezos.
Well, that Tencent is a company. Jeff Bezos is one guy.
Jeff Bezos is worth
his company is
$130.8 billion.
Yeah, Tencent's a corporation. Jeff Bezos is just Jeff Bezos. So a little bit different.
Is it?
Just a wee bit.
Yeah, that shouldn't. That's egregious. There's one company worth $550 billion. That's insanity to me. I mean, hey, good for them. They didn't give up. They didn't give in.
I mean, it's good, and like I said, I feel like Ubisoft's, even though we kind of dragged on Far Cry a little bit, I feel like Ubisoft's stable of games has improved over the.
What games do they have? Far Cry and
Assassin's Creed
Origins.
Assassin's Creed. Probably that's very good.
Division was popular. I know. Again, we drag it, but Ghost Recon Wildlands did very well as well. So there.
Look, see what you want. Just Dance sells a lot of units.
That's also true.
It really does.
Just Dance moves.
Terrible.
Oh, I wasn't even trying to do it.
You were.
I wasn't even trying to. I really wasn't trying to.
Oh man.
Finally, the 2018 nominees for the World Video Game Hall of Fame have been announced. Some of them are holdovers from last year, and many of them are brand new. Here's the list of the 12 games that are being nominated this year.
I'm looking at them now.
Yep. Number 1 is Asteroids. Number 2, Call of Duty. Not any specific Call of Duty. I'm assuming they're talking about the first one, which we'll talk about that in a second. Number 3, DDR. Number 4, Final Fantasy VII. Half-Life. John Madden Football. King's Quest. Metroid, the original. Minecraft. Ms. Pac-Man. Space War. And Tomb Raider. So, like I said, a couple of these are holdovers.
King's Quest and Space War. I don't know what the fuck King's Quest is, and Space War, I don't know what that is either.
I know what King's Quest is. Space War, I don't know. Never heard of that one. Which means it probably shouldn't get in. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm looking at it like it looks like an oscilloscope.
It doesn't look familiar. So look, there's a couple of weird ones here. So like Call of Duty, like surely you can't be talking about
the first one.
The first one, like
ain't nobody played the first fucking Call of Duty
right series as a whole. Because if you're going to nominate one Call of Duty game, it's got to be
Modern Warfare
4, right?
Yeah, Call of Duty 4.
Yeah,
that was first Modern Warfare, right?
Right.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I would put there.
But I think they are talking about the games because they do specifically point out Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense to me. Like how are you going to go original Call of Duty over Call of Duty 4? Like I get that Call of Duty was the first one and it has led to the zeitgeist that is Call of Duty, but
that wasn't the one that blew up.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't the one that got everybody into playing Call of Duty.
It's not like it was the first person shooter. They already put that in there.
Right. And the same is also true for John Madden Football. Like I get if you're going to say the Madden series, but the original John Madden Football is not like you'd have to go with like Madden 95. Like that would probably be the one.
That was the one that kind of changed the game, but I did have Madden. I had John Madden Football. I don't think they had all the teams in John Madden Football, if I'm not mistaken.
Those are my only two major gripes here. So look, they let in about 4 games a year. What are the 4? I'll give mine first, then I'll let you guys go. I think this year it's Final Fantasy VII, Minecraft, Ms. Pac-Man, and Tomb Raider would be the 4 that I would say get in from this list.
Final Fantasy will probably make it in. This hasn't it been nominated like every year?
It was nominated last year, at least for sure. I don't know about before then.
Final Fantasy will get in. Tomb Raider will get in. You know what? In light of the Me Too movement, Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, Metroid, and Ms. Pac-Man.
You know what?
All of those games star female protagonists.
Yeah, honestly, he's right.
I'm calling Cloud a girl.
I know.
Yeah. He looks like a girl. And then what's his name?
He does dress as a girl at one point in the game. So.
He
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that was a weird section. That was very strange. Like, all right, that's what we're doing. All right. You know what was kind of fucked up? Final Fantasy. You said Final Fantasy VII was nominated last year, right?
Yes.
It should have went in last year. It would have been 20th anniversary of it.
The games that made it last year, for a point of reference, Donkey Kong, Halo, Pokemon Red and Green, and Street Fighter 2 were the winners last year.
Red and Green. What's worse, this list of nominees or the new class of WWE Hall of Famers for 2018?
I didn't even see them.
It's a pretty what the fuck class.
I'll put it to you this way, Terrence, and not that I don't think he's deserving, but Mark Henry is already being inducted this year.
Don't that nigga still wrestle?
No, he is retired now, but it was a stealth retirement.
He's officially retired?
I think so.
I ain't even. Wow.
Well, he already had a retirement speech, but it was an angle. So.
But like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, that means, nigga, you don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame just yet. Like, we didn't even know you retired.
It is,
but anyway,
it is an interesting Hall of Fame because it's funny. It's more interesting because like Goldberg, right? But are they going to ignore like the part that he probably deserves to get inducted for, which is his WCW time? Who knows?
Yeah, that's the time when he was the most popular. When he came to WWE, he was trash. Like, I mean, he still had that same gimmick, but like,
what? And who else is on the list? I mean, Jeff Jarrett is interesting just because it's surprising.
I don't.
Doesn't he still have a fucking company that's still trying to compete?
He bounced from GM.
Did he? Okay.
Would you like to guess?
That's why it's interesting, right? Because they're inducting him more for his impact on, no pun intended, for his impact outside of WWE.
Yeah,
that they can't talk about because it's the only direct they have, basically.
Do Impact Wrestling and we crushed them, but that's all fine. Yeah, we'll let you in. We fucked you over. Okay, cool. Nigga, shut up.
Rock.
Yo,
Kid Rock.
Final Fantasy VII.
Kid Rock.
Metroid
is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'm going with Final Fantasy VII. I would definitely put Tomb Raider in there. Metroid. This is my fourth. Fucking Half-Life, whatever. Like, are you fucking serious?
Robert Ritchie is going into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, Pete Rose is in the WWE Hall of Fame for getting dropped on his head twice.
Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would take that nigga
Hall of Fame don't mean nothing.
It really don't. I would passionately remove him from the WWE Hall of Fame. Like, you know what? Vince McMahon and Vince and Linda. Does she still like the small business?
Yeah, she's still
fucking.
Yep.
And she ain't doing shit. She's straight low key as fuck.
WrestleMania.
Like, yeah, they forgot I was in this motherfucker.
Shaping up to be quite the card.
You're gonna watch WrestleMania this year, Terrence?
Huh?
You're watching WrestleMania this year?
Yeah, I watch it. I got the fucking network. You know, I just don't watch it. I don't watch. Yeah, I always watch WrestleMania, even though I probably won't know what the fuck the matches are until the show starts.
Terrence is gonna be confused. Terrence is gonna be confused. Mark Wahlberg when the Undertaker comes out as badass Undertaker.
What? Are you joking?
Oh, that's the rumor.
Are you gonna come back on a motorbike?
He doesn't have an official. The match is not official yet, Terrence. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, he's too fucking old.
John Cena's calling him out. John Cena said he's not too old.
John Cena is calling him out in hilarious fashion. By the way, you're really missing it if you're not catching the John Cena calling out the Undertaker segments because he's straight running that dude down, but he's doing it like in the like modern WWE way where he's like, "Oh, your wife's posting shit on Instagram, but you can't come accept my challenge." And he's sitting there sitting up in the ring last night and doing the fucking throat slash and choke slam and Kane and shit like that last night. It's really entertaining.
Okay.
But that's why people think it's going to be Biker Taker, because the lead up to the feud is more reality driven. So you can't really do that and be like, I'm the fucking shit. So
yeah, that would be dumb.
Kid Rock is guaranteed to be there, so that means the live performance of American Badass and technically the dead man was dead.
Yeah, he was defeated at WrestleMania,
right?
Twice,
right.
Or whatever the fuck.
So get ready.
That nigga's too old, yo. Like, come on.
But in all,
stop it, dude.
Like that's easily like the least exciting match on the card out of the ones that they've announced so far. Like, it looks like a really good fucking WrestleMania card.
Who's wrestling Brock Lesnar?
Roman Reigns. And the storyline lead up to that, Brock Lesnar never comes to Raw, and when he does, he beats the living piss out of Roman Reigns right now.
When are they going to take the belt off? I don't like the fact that motherfucker does not wrestle.
It'll happen this year.
Yeah.
Because that shit pisses me off. Like, I don't, it's stupid. Like, the dude, he doesn't wrestle, but he's been the goddamn champion for like 3 years. Like, come on, yo.
But you got Nakamura, AJ Styles. You got
I want to see that.
Charlotte Flair versus Asuka.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely want to. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely want to see that match.
You got low key, what might steal the show, Miz versus Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins.
Triple threat match?
Yeah.
For what? For what belt? For
IC title.
Is it who's the IC champ? I don't even know. Is Miz still champ?
The Miz is the current champion.
Huh.
Said you got
those three are wildly fucking better than fuking Undertaker and Look, John Cena will be able to put on a good, like, John Cena. Look, say what you fucking want about John Cena. That dude can wrestle.
Yes, he can.
He can
like
carry people to great matches. But like, the Undertaker's old, you know.
That is a money match too. Like, that is no doubt about it. Even though Undertaker can't wrestle, it's a money match. You got Braun Strowman as of right now taking on The Bar by himself for the
Oh man, I love Braun Strowman.
He's going to get a partner, but who knows? What else you got? You got Daniel Bryan's going to be back. They haven't announced it yet, but it's sure to happen.
Yeah,
he's not. Does he have CTE?
Nope, he's
not anymore.
He's back.
He cured it.
He cured it, and he took an apron powerbomb last week from Kevin Owens.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Really? That's how you bring him back?
That's how you bring him back.
Move and take his ass right back the fuck out. Okay, cool. There you go.
And we missed it last week when he took that. The crowd was chanting, "You still got it."
You still got CTE, nigga. Like, what?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
I don't know how we got. Apologies to all you guys. How we got from video.
Look, sorry.
I think that was my fault.
But look, I mean, we'll end it there. We'll end it there. So make sure if you're not in our fan group, go to densepixels.com/fans. Join in there. We're in there every day talking with all you guys. Leave us a 5-star review if you do. We read it on the air on iTunes. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or any other podcatcher that you use. And you can follow us all on Twitch. I am Dense Pixels Brad. Terrence, easily the most active of us, is Apparition 410. Micah is Dense Black Nerd, and Carrie is Suffix Carrie. We also have a show feed that is just Dense Pixels that you can check out as well. So we will see you guys next week with the full finalized WrestleMania card when we talk to you next week. And until then, see ya.
See ya.
If you black and you play Sea of Thieves, you're going to get thrown in jail.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here, and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.